Hello, everyone. I hope your day is going wonderful. Hello, Instagram, and hello, YouTube. We are in for some great live coaching today, and it's maybe more live training because I want to offer you the tools to get over these fears, not only to answer them, so that you can put in practice everything you learn starting from now. I have gotten two very great questions from you, and I have to thank you so much for giving me your attention to this. I want to make sure that you get all the value that you need from all of these live sessions that I do every day. I want to make sure that your needs are met. So make sure you always let me know if you have any questions. Direct message me. I'm on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Snapchat, you name it. And also you can let me know your questions or your topics here in the comments below on Instagram and on YouTube. Now, the two questions I have gotten for today are afraid of the people around and afraid of life, fear of life. And it's very interesting how I myself have had these fears, and I have to admit, not too long ago, when I was in Belgium, I would feel, hello, Reko, thank you so much for joining me. I would feel very much judged by the people around me because I did not speak their language. I used to live in the Flemish part in Antwerp, and people were not very friendly if they see you stay there for a longer time and if you didn't speak Flemish because they didn't accept too much of the French language there. So I would have this fear, and I can tell you, I can relate that it wasn't easy for me. Reko, it's nice to have you here. Do let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'll be here for around 10 minutes. I'll be more than happy to help you with anything regarding fear. Just have it there or send me a direct message and I'll be more than happy to talk about your topic later on. Now, I want us to focus on the first fear, and that is fear of the people around me, around you. This could mean that you either fear that the people are judging you or they may hurt you. And when I say hurt, it could be physical or emotional. And let's face it, we all know that the emotional pain from the words that we hear from the people around us, most of the times they sting stronger than a knife. So I know how much it hurts. When it comes to you being judged by other people, I want you to think if you yourself are a person that judges the people around you. And I want you to think about this very carefully because you know that your mind is negative by default. It is always looking for the things that aren't working, it's looking for flaws, it's looking for the negative side of life in order to keep you safe, to keep you protected, to keep you alive, and most importantly, know that your ego always considers that we are the best of the best. And unless we start to train how our mind works and how we see the relationship with strangers as well, we may have the tendency to look down on people. And I want you to know that this is not bad. I want you to know that it's neither bad nor good. It's simply the way that our mind chooses to give meaning to the things around us, and without necessarily knowing that it's harming our spiritual side, our desires, our soul that wants us to thrive, to be happy, to start looking for new things to implement. You see, there is always a conflict between your rational mind and your spiritual side, your emotional side. Your emotional side wants you to be very, very curious. It wants you to discover, to check things out, to maybe have some risks, while your rational side wants you to be the same, to Focus only on yourself, no changes, and that's it. Now, if it's the case that you have maybe judged other people, I want you to start focusing from now on one thing that you like about the persons that you come across. First, I want you, though, to do this for you, because if you criticize other people, it means that you criticize yourself as well. So from now on, every time you see someone around you, someone that could make you feel that you are afraid of them by either thinking that they may hurt you physically or emotionally, or they may judge you, I want you to look for one thing that you like about them. Maybe it's their hair, maybe it's the way that they are dressed, maybe it's their vibe, maybe it's their energy, maybe it's the simple steps that they take, you name it. But I want you to be present. Most of the times, maybe 99% of the cases, when we are present and when we get to really feel what we feel inside, to take a closer look to our emotions, then something magical happens. Then you no longer feel the fear of being judged, of being criticized, of being hurt by other people. So, this is my task I have for you. I want you to start thinking, looking, analyzing at the person you have around you, and choose one single thing that you like about them and about yourself as well. It all comes down to the relationship that we have with ourselves, so might as well make it the best one possible. Now, the second fear, fear of life itself, thinking that anytime something negative, something bad may happen. Now, here could be a deeper meaning. This second question gave me some pondering. I had to think about this several minutes to really see what are all the layers underneath this fear, because this is maybe the strongest fear of them all. However, it is related to the first question about fear, the fear about people, but this is a bit deeper, and I want to ask you. I want you to think about whether did you experience a more traumatic event lately, something that was very sudden, something that has put you on alert. You got really scared, and unfortunately, your mind did not overcome this event. Has anything like this happened? Maybe an accident, maybe a tragedy in your family, your friends, a close person that you know, your acquaintances, something that got you shocked. When you deal with this sort of trauma, it is really important that you start to take at least half an hour to yourself every single evening and have this very thorough analysis of your emotions. This is vital if you have had a trauma. Now, when you start writing everything down on a piece of paper, I want you to know that as you put things down, you take them from up here, you put them down, you start to get a lot of wonderful relieving sensations, because you no longer need to have your mind run about these feelings over and over again. So you make sure that you have all of these emotions about the traumatic event written down. And you know what? It may take a week, it may take a month or two, but I want you to commit to having this exercise done on a daily basis, because if you're not maybe ready to talk to someone that is specialized about this, maybe a coach, maybe a trainer, maybe a psychologist, you need to have this tool to get your mind working as well as possible, considering that you have went through this very traumatic circumstance. Now, it could also be that you lack. This is the second interpretation of the fear of life itself. It could also be that, hello, Rizwans, thank you so much for joining me. It could also be that you do not trust yourself enough to know that you can take care of yourself at any time. If you are afraid that something bad is going to happen, when your relationship with yourself is strong enough, then will you need to have this fear anymore? No, because you know that you can count on yourself and you know that if anything may happen in the future, you will be 100% safe. Now, I want to ask you this. Is it maybe the relationship with yourself that is the one to analyze more? I want to know, how is your relationship with yourself? How is it that you talk to yourself? Self talk is vital so that you can start becoming your best friend, your best ally. Because I have a feeling that you would be 100% safe, you would feel really confident if, let's say, you'd have a bodyguard to protect you, if you'd have a very good friend that would be close to you and would help you with anything negative that may arise. Now, you need to start being your own bodyguard. How do you do this? By trusting yourself. Trusting yourself, I know it's easier said than done. But I want you to start talking to yourself in a different way. Your self talk, and this is something that I've written about in my blog post 2 days ago. I want you to start acknowledging and start accepting who you are. You don't need to necessarily like who you are, not from the first step. Make sure that you simply accept that you are the best version that you can right now. If you could do more, you would do more, right? You are using your means, you are using the circumstances that you have handy in the best way possible. So make sure that you are very gentle, very kind, and very compassionate with yourself. Your self talk needs to be similar to the talk that I will mention now. You can say to yourself, I accept you, I understand you, I see you, you are encouraged. And maybe once you start doing this more often, you can even tell yourself, you are loved, you are appreciated. I admire all of the amazing achievements that you have done so far. And your relationship with yourself will drastically improve. Will this happen overnight? No. It means that you need to continue to do this as often as you can, and especially in front of a mirror. Mirror talk, mirror self talk has some amazing benefits, and it makes you feel like you truly are moving ahead and that you are approaching the best version of yourself in the eyes of yourself, which is all that matters at the end of the day. So let's make a small summary of the steps that you need to make in order to conquer these two fears that we have talked about today. The first one was fear of the people around you. And if it was fear of being judged, then you need to look for a positive thing that you like about the people that you meet. If it would be fear of being hurt emotionally or physically by other people, then you need to start working on the way that you see yourself, on your relationship with yourself, and to acknowledge yourself and to start liking the at least one thing, to start liking more and more things about yourself. When it comes to fear of life, if you have gone a traumatic event, something that has shocked you, something that was something that happened all of a sudden, then in order to put your mind to rest and to feel safe again, you need to write down all of the feelings that you have. And I want you to do this every single day, at least 30 minutes in the evening. This is vital so that you get all of the things that scared your mind so strongly from here down there on a piece of paper. If it would be fear of life in terms of something, anything may happen, something that is negative that may happen right now, it could be that in order to be more present and to know that you can trust yourself and to know that you are your own very strong bodyguard at any time, you simply need to make sure that you are your best friend and that your self talk is the strongest dialogue that you have ever heard. Start with I accept you, I understand you, I acknowledge you, I validate you, and even to I love you as you look yourself in the mirror. I really hope that these very short strategies, these very short and direct answers have helped you. Let me know in the comments, direct message me, let me know what your thoughts are about this, and remember to let me know your questions about your fears. I would be more than happy to guide you through this process. If you need more, in case you need more, and in case you are ready to let go of these fears 100%, I'm here to guide you and I want to offer you coaching sessions and breakthrough sessions if you consider that you are ready to leave all of this behind 100%. In the meantime, before you do anything else, make sure you download the 7-step guide to permanently conquer your fears from my website, roxanapopet.com. That is an amazing, easy visualizing exercise that you start to use every single time that you have an unwanted. Hello, John. Thank you so much for joining me. An unwanted feeling or an unneeded emotion that you want to get rid of. When you start to put in practice the visualizing bag exercise from the 7-step guide to permanently conquer your fears, you are in for an unblocked mind, relieving feelings, and I cannot wait to get your input. How was this wonderful, easy exercise for you after you have put this in practice? And as well, of course, make sure you visit the blog section on my website. A lot of great articles are there to help you deal with your fears. I look forward to talking to you next. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much, John. Thank you for the nice compliments. I'm here to help you with your fears. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them. You can direct message me about your fears or also write to me in the comments. Thank you once again. Have a wonderful day, everyone.